All right, thanks for joining us today. My name is Chelsea Whitman. I'm one of the assistant directors in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. I'm excited to be joined by Dr. Brett Tempest, an associate professor in the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department. We're excited to have an opportunity to get some questions answered that we typically get from students who are interested in learning more about the College of Engineering at UNC Charlotte. All right, to get us started, can you tell us why students should choose the Lee College of Engineering?
Sure, yeah. Thanks, Chelsea, for having me in to discuss this. I get that question a lot. I think that students are often considering a number of different programs that they might attend for engineering school. And I think there are a number of really compelling reasons that you might want to choose UNC Charlotte. And so you should always consider what your experience is going to be like in a particular program. And the experience that we can offer you here at UNC Charlotte that I feel like is fairly unique is the experience of going through engineering school in a relatively tight-knit community. So most of our classes, we do have some big classes, most of our classes are relatively small. You'll get to know your classmates, you'll work with them extensively through the 4 years or 5 years or however long your program takes, depending on the degree that you're getting. And then also, because of that tight-knitness in the community, you'll also spend a lot of time directly working with your faculty, with your professors. Faculty in our college are easily accessible. Often it just takes knocking on their door to be able to have a conversation about the things that you're learning about in class, or even the career advice or help finding an internship or this kind of thing. We have really readily accessible faculty. And then we also have a very hands-on curriculum. So a lot of people that go into engineering decided to pursue that line of study because they liked building things. They maybe had a maker experience when they were in high school. They enjoyed some of their shop classes or industrial arts classes. And so that desire to work with your hands is something that you'll be able to experience when you enroll in engineering school here at UNC Charlotte through labs where, if you're an electrical engineering student, you would be building circuits. If you're a mechanical engineering student, you're learning how to machine things and make different types of engines or small machines and so forth. If you're a civil engineering student, you're learning about construction materials and how those are used. And so I think that that's a really unique aspect of the experience that we offer here.
Very cool. So to kind of expand on that, talking about the hands-on experience specifically for an undergraduate student, can you talk about what it means in terms of their professional development?
Sure. As you enter a particular career as an engineer, there's an expectation that you've had some experience with the types of things that you're designing. And so to be able to speak from an experience of having built something with your own hands, or having understanding what some of the challenges that the people who are going to build your design are going to have building it. If you've designed a building, what are the challenges that the construction workers are going to have assembling that building? If you've designed a machine, what are some of the challenges that go with that? And having hands-on experience, direct experience, is really the only way that you can achieve that and carry that into your career.
We oftentimes get asked questions. Students are curious about their interactions with faculty. You mentioned faculty are accessible. Can you talk to us about how you interact with students in and outside of the classroom?
Sure. We have, as I mentioned, a number of our classes are relatively small classes. So in a lot of the classes that I teach, my classes tend to be related to structural design. And a lot of those classes are small enough that I certainly have weekly interactions with students. I know everybody's name in my class. Even in what I would consider to be a large class, I'm on a name basis with all the students. And so that makes it a lot easier in class, and I think probably makes students more comfortable finding me in my office to ask me questions. But we have a lot of other ways that we interact with students also. A lot of the departments have social events. We have annual cookout with our students and faculty. Sometimes the students will challenge us to a softball game. They always usually win that one, but we're always game to give it a shot. And then we also have clubs, so it'd be a great idea, regardless of where you go to engineering school, to enroll in some of the student organizations and clubs that are offered in the college that you choose. In ours, we have any number of student organizations. In my department, we have the American Society of Civil Engineers, which is a very active club. They're active in competing with other universities that have civil engineering programs, and they're equivalent groups and all the other departments. And so through these clubs, you have another space where you can interact with faculty. Faculty are advisors to these clubs. If you're competing in a particular competition, you might go to your faculty advisor to get advice and so forth. And then we're probably going to come with you to the competition too. So there's a lot of different ways that you're able to interact. A really special way that we have that some students are able to take advantage of and interested to take advantage of are study abroad programs. And so from time to time, our college will offer a study abroad opportunity for students to travel with a faculty member overseas somewhere and have a really unique experience. I, for some number of years, was involved in a study abroad program to take students to a area in the Andes in Peru, and we worked with a community there to construct bridges, which is another way that you're not only interacting with faculty members, but also having hands-on experiences in building bridges. That's just one of a multitude of different opportunities that we've been able to offer students over the years.
So we know that I think this is a great resource, especially for our first-year engineering students, but through the Office of Student Development and Success. Can you tell us about some of the services that our students are provided through that office that ultimately support them as they're in their first year or two within the rigorous engineering program?
Sure. Our program, OSDS, as you described, get involved with it as soon as you get here. There's nobody who will try to sugarcoat the fact that engineering is a difficult degree, and the first couple of years are essential that you do really well in those classes to make a foundation to continue. And one way to ensure that you're going to be successful is to take advantage of the services that OSDS provides. OSDS can help you find study groups. OSDS can provide you with tutoring and supplemental instruction in those very difficult classes. OSDS has a number of advisors that are fully dedicated to helping you navigate your way through that first couple years of engineering school. And then there's some very specialized programs that OSDS offers too, which are also great things to get involved with early. One is a mentoring program, and we have two of them, Engage Me and Engage We. Engage Me is a mentoring program. The Me part at the end stands for multicultural engineering, which implies that we'd like to welcome everybody into engineering as a career. And the Engage We, the We stands for women in engineering. And so again, in our attempt to make sure that we're welcoming everybody into this career path, we pair people with mentors from the community. And these are engineers that are practicing in local companies. Many of them are very high up in the engineering firm that they're at, and so it's a great way to make contacts even when you're a first-year student or a second-year student. In our college, you're able to be connecting with people that are senior level engineers in firms, and these are exactly the people that are going to help you secure an excellent job when you get out. But they also help you navigate your way through what can sometimes be a kind of a complex experience. And so these are people that you can go to that aren't your professor, they're not your parents, they're not your peers, but they are somebody you can go to and say, you know, I think calculus is really pretty hard. What advice can you give me to be successful there? Or I think my freshman engineering class is I'm having challenges here. What can you advise? And not just to go to for challenges, but also somebody to congratulate you for successes. And so these mentoring programs are really, really excellent opportunities for people to get involved with. So definitely, as soon as you arrive, check out what OSDS has to offer and make sure you find ways to become involved with that programming.
We also oftentimes get asked questions about outcomes and what are our students doing once they graduate with their degree from UNC Charlotte. Can you shed some insight into what our graduates are doing when they're, they finish their time at UNC Charlotte and they're in their field?
Sure, yeah, we have a lot of great opportunities for our graduates. We have a few industries that are local to Charlotte that hire a lot of our graduates. We have a fairly large energy industry, and the energy industry is hiring a lot of our graduates. And then if you're familiar with Charlotte, if you're from this area or you've had a chance to drive around in Charlotte, of course you know that we're a whole city under construction, and so we have a huge number of graduates that are going into construction fields. I think that the feedback that I hear from people that hire our graduates is that they're extremely well-rounded. And so these are graduates that are able to quickly, of course, assimilate into a challenging technical environment and be successful as technical engineers, but they also have the other skills and communications and are good networkers and are good at managing the other kind of non-technical aspects of being an excellent engineer. And we get a lot of excellent feedback that our students are able, our graduates are able to hit the ground running on those aspects of the job.
That is all the time we have, all the questions that I have for you. We're so grateful for your time and being here with us today. We know that a lot of students come to UNC Charlotte for engineering, so we're very appreciative of your time.
Great,
Thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity.